If you've been training for over 18 months and you still can't get your resting heart rate down, what could be the problem? I recently received an email from somebody who has been focusing on their cardiovascular fitness for the last 18 months. However, the resting heart rate number has not been coming down at all. And the question was, what would be the genesis behind that? This is a very, very insightful question, and this tells me that you guys are paying very close attention to the subjects that we keep bringing up here on YouTube. Historically, as you develop your aerobic capacity, you should see your resting heart rate number incrementally come down. It's not going to be dramatic, it's not going to be overnight, but your heart is just like any other muscle in the body. As it continues to get fitter, we refer to it as cardiovascular fitness, aerobic output. Stop and think about every time the heart beats, it's pumping and producing and pushing out, not producing, but rather pumping a certain volume of blood. We measure that in millimoles. So what would be the reason why you can't get your resting heart rate down even though you're in better cardiovascular shape than you were 6 months, 12, or 18 months ago? And that would be you're dealing with excessive amounts of stress. Because if you think about this as an equation, the left side of it is you're working out every day. And after speaking with this individual, he was working out 6 days a week. He was doing 4 days of aerobic and 2 days of interval training. Well, just like any other muscle, if you stress it, it's going to become stronger. If you continue to feed it as much as it needs and you're maintaining proper hydration, backing that up with sleep, these are all subjects that you've heard me speak numerous times about. The frustration came in as to why then is my resting heart rate not going down? Now, stop and zoom out to 10,000 feet. When you're looking at stress in the human body, you have heard me refer to this before as the 4 quadrants of life. You've got that personal, you've got that professional, you've got that financial, and in our relationship here on YouTube, you have the athletic and fitness side. Well, if the athleticism side is being, let's say, consistently improved upon, we would expect there to be a reaction to that with a lower resting heart rate. However, it's not happening. So after speaking with this individual, they were kind enough to let me log into their Garmin dashboard. What we did was we looked at stress levels on a 4-week and an annual basis. And what we realized was the average stress rate for this individual was hovering around 45 or 50. Now, please don't get hung up on what the stress number is relevant to yourself. As a general rule of thumb, try to keep your overall stress level on the Garmin dashboard, the 4-week average and the 7-day average, try to keep that under 25. The reason why I mentioned 7 and 4 weeks is we all have a lot of things that we have to adjust with, like we said, in those 4 quadrants of life. So if one of those or all of those quadrants are redlining, you're in a bad relationship, you don't like your job, and you're going through bankruptcy, pretty much your stress levels are going to be redlining, and as a byproduct of that, you're going to see an elevated heart rate. If we go to something that's not quite as severe as a bad relationship, a bankruptcy, and a bad job, it may be not enough sleep. May not be enough calories. It could be chronic dehydration. These are all things that we took a look at in the Garmin dashboard, and we found out that it was the stress levels that were coming from the professional side that were, in this case, having a negative impact on the resting heart rate. It wasn't coming down the way that he anticipated that it would. Again, very insightful. So let's stop and sum this whole subject up here. Everything that we're trying to do on a daily basis is all about balance. So if you have invested in the Garmin dashboard and you're really looking at the biometrics on a daily basis, it becomes a tremendous tool for you to realize maybe it's time to change jobs, maybe it's time to reevaluate who you work for, why do you even work there? And you could go through all the other quadrants as well. Very observant on your behalf. Thank you so much for sending these questions in. The number of questions that continue to come in are literally doubling week over week. I've said that in previous videos and it still continues, and I want to say thank you for that. If you happen to have a personal question that you'd like us to do a deep dive, please send it to me. contact@coachrob.com. Myself, my team, all of us will jump on it. We'll get you the answers that you're looking for. If you're new to the channel, thank you for watching today. Please like and subscribe because we put out a new video every day, and we hope to see you tomorrow.